Hello there. Hello there. For the umpteenth time, starting out my video, I always type in Friday morning coffee with Ken. I don't always type in Friday morning, but on Friday mornings, like this is, I type in Friday morning coffee with Ken. Find something to lean my phone against. This time, it's a rock from the hilly or beginning of a mountain that's right behind me. And I sit there and go, hey, is this a good view? Am I comfortable? And then I go, well, let's just go. And again, I think let's just go is a good motto in probably life and probably a whole bunch of different things. And I think for me, as a guy that struggled with anxiety and worry and fear for so much, I felt frozen by trying to perfect things and trying to make things just so. And no matter how hard I tried, things weren't always just so. I worked a lunch shift yesterday, and I think I want to make my tables dining experience the best. And sometimes things go awry. And yesterday, good morning, Scotty, I had a table not go well. There were 4 kids. There were 4 adults. It was my first lunch shift working. I didn't know the menu that well. I still don't know how to enter all the things well. And I panicked and screwed up the orders. But it wasn't out of laziness or lack of effort. It was out of almost the opposite, out of trying too hard. And wanting things to be too perfect. And worrying too much. And I found myself a couple times yesterday during the shift carrying my lunch tray and going, okay, Ken, everything will be okay. This lunch shift will be over. The people will eventually get their food. They might grumble about their service this day. But you know what? That'll be okay. Yeah, we all do, Scotty. How am I coping without my kids? It's hard. I cry. I FaceTime my little. Good morning to you. My name's Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Friday morning. It is May 31st, I think. It is 7:14 a.m. my time. Happy Friday. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking and sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about life. Oh, cracked my back. Sharing a little bit about the highs and lows we all have. I'm going to abbreviate my intro today because I really want to have a sip of coffee, and I got a napkin keeping it warm. And it's kind of getting wet and yucky. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, rise and shine. For those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. For those that have been watching a while, it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got I believe it's nice, and I believe it's still fairly hot, cup of coffee in front of me, and I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I'm laughing. Somebody asked me what's my plans for the weekend. I think it's breakfast dinner shift and lunch dinner shift, but we'll see. But anyway, I'm excited to have my first sip, and my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. And again, I don't know what type of coffee this is. If we use an expensive bean or what have you. But absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't know what I want to say, but when you have few choices, you appreciate the the blessings that you do have. So let's have another sip. Oh, it is Friday morning, and I am feeling so good just because for the first time. And I've been bitching and moaning like I've been. And it's funny, on the way over, I work at Yellowstone Park and work at a dining room as a server. And I rode out to Yellowstone and arrived here not even 7 days ago. It was Friday afternoon last week. And had like 3 days off as I finished up my online training and figured out the system where everything was. And I went in and talked to my manager and said, hey, is there anything else I need to do? Good morning. And he goes, no, I'll put you on the shift. Or put you on tomorrow night's shift. Be here at 3 o'clock tomorrow night. So I go, okay, well, good. It's going to get started. I'm excited. I need to make money. I'm excited to get to it and figure out what I'm doing here. But little did I know the 3 o'clock shift would lead to the past midnight work and a lunch shift the next day, followed by a dinner shift, followed by a breakfast shift, followed by a lunch shift. So it's a start under fire where you're working pretty much constantly. And it feels good to have learned a lot of things and to made some mistakes and gotten some confidence back. Because, I don't know, it's hard for me. I've got naturally shaky hands serving tables when I'm extra nervous. And I sure was nervous those first couple tables. I remember they ordered 2 glasses of wine, and I got a little of this going, and they started rattling, and I had to move the wine over on my tray and put a thumb on it and kind of use my right hand to stabilize it. Nothing gives your customers more confidence than a waiter going, ah! And that's what I was doing. But anyway, I worked really hard over the last 3 days like crazy. And it was so nice to have last night off and have actually the breakfast shift off this morning. So last night I could kind of relax and do what I wanted. And this morning I could sleep in and not be in a hurry and kind of meander over here and find this hill and this parking lot to sit on and crisscross applesauce and drink some coffee in front of you. What kind of coffee do I drink? Well, in a perfect world, I'd be drinking the Starbucks Sumatra. And funny you say that. I had a coffee company, again, reach out to me. Good morning, Tommy John, yesterday, asking if I'd want a package of my own special brand of coffee and market it on this show. And if I did, I'd want it to be a really good cup of coffee that I really enjoyed. Because if I didn't really like it, it would show and you guys would know it. I mean, I appreciate all coffees, but I have my favorites. And right now, the Starbucks Sumatra is a dark roast with a ton of flavor, and I miss it. And there's a bunch of flavored Starbucks coffees I miss as well. And honestly, the idea of packaging a coffee with Ken, special blend or dark roast or pumpkin spice, seems super fun to me. I've been doing this show for 5 years, and I've been telling people, hey, I think I'm pretty good at talking to my phone and drinking coffee and sharing stories. And everyone's going, well, how do you make money doing it? And just over a year ago, last April, I got to 1,000 followers on YouTube. And when you hit that number, they monetize you. And that first day I made 72 cents. And that first month I made, I don't know, not a heck of a lot, probably $15 or something like that. And I've been working hard at it and building up my audience, and my Instagram audience is growing, which is fun. And my YouTube audience is growing, which is fun. And I was working real hard and got to the point where I was making $4 or $5 a day a few weeks ago, and thinking, wow, it's really going to take off when I go on my... And it's not about the money. It really isn't. I do this show for free, and I have basically for 5 years. But it would be fun to be able to do it full time. And I already put my heart and soul into it. Maybe it'd be fun not to work the lunch and the dinner shift tonight. But until Coffee with Ken is a worldwide phenomenon, I guess I'm just going to keep working the lunch and dinner shift tonight. But actually, as I went on my journey 2 weeks ago to cross the country in my scooter, and from Chicago to Montana, I wasn't working at it as much, and I wasn't posting as many videos and editing because I honestly didn't have the time. I was riding on my scooter across the country. And since I've been here, it's kind of the same. I've been spending so many hours in the restaurant. Good morning, Dan. Haven't put as much work into this. And that's okay because, you got to do what you got to do, and I'm okay with it. But I saw the viewership dropping, and I was up to, I don't know, like 220,000 views a month on YouTube, and it's dropped down to about 130,000, and my revenue is down from, I don't know, 450 a day down to $3 a day. No cause for panic or any problems at all. Just haven't been focusing on it as much. And I don't know what my point is. I don't think I have a point. I think it's okay to take one step back and get ready to take two steps forward. And last fall I did that. I'd got my business, this isn't a business, but Coffee with Ken up to a certain number of viewers. And it kind of slowed off in October, November, December, and backed off. And I kind of got a little long in the face and sad and said, nobody loves me anymore. But it wasn't that. I think there's just peaks and valleys in everything we do. And there's times when I've been working out where I felt really strong for a week, and the next week I kind of felt tired and didn't feel quite as up to where I was the week prior. And I would let it worry me and think wondering if I'm eating right and have all sorts of thoughts and wonder if I'm doing the wrong things or doing the wrong exercises or how do I fix it. And a lot of times you don't need to really fix anything. You just need to be consistent and keep at it. And I don't know, you start taking those two steps forward. And every morning when I wake up, over the last week, I've shuffled my feet over to the cafeteria, the employee cafeteria, and gotten some coffee and gone live and said hi to you guys and enjoy finding different spots of my little area to film from. And it's been kind of fun sitting here on a parking lot with a hill behind me with a pretty little bird chirping in the background and wondering how I'm going to spend the next 3 hours of my morning. What a pretty sound. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds really pretty. But what I'm probably going to do is get some more coffee, maybe kind of find a nice cozy spot. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Had the night off last night, and it felt like the first time in ever. And I had anything I wanted to do, I could. So I went to a quiet area in the hotel and kind of chilled out. And I actually did a video, but I relaxed and talked to some people that were walking by. And I decided to go to the employee pub last night, and I got there about 7:15. There was a basketball game on, and my roommate likes one of the teams that was playing. I think they got their butts kicked, so I don't know how happy my roommate was. But I was in there, and it's a bunch, mostly younger people. I'm 55, and I think bars are probably intended for younger people looking for a good time or a mate or a buzz or an escape or what have you. And I'm really not looking for any of those things. And I don't drink anymore. And I was sitting there kind of watching the TV, kind of looking at I don't want to call them kids, but we'll call them kids, ordering another drink and spending their money and kind of wobbling around and looking kind of fuzzy-eyed and fist bumping, and the music was blaring, and I was kind of chuckling to myself going, wow, this isn't a place where I have, this feels more like a torture chamber with this loud music than a place to have good times. So I sat there for a half hour, 45 minutes and said, you know what I really want to do? I felt the need to go out and the need to socialize and the need to go do something fun. And I go, this isn't really what I consider fun anymore. I'd love nothing more than just go back to my room and maybe edit some videos, maybe read my book, maybe get a good night's sleep and feel good the next day. And that's what I did and got a great night's sleep and feel good this morning and feel ready to go. Let me see. Hold on, that'd be cool. Hold on, I'm going to pick it up. I got somebody saying something. That'll be cool if you get your own coffee. Then we could start sharing the same coffee you during your show. That was the idea. That is for young people, somebody said. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think my roommate, he might get mad at me. I don't think he watches my show. Might have gotten sick last night. I think he might have gotten sick last night. And that's the last thing I want to do. That is the last thing I want to do. Uh, yeah, and he's off to work today, and I feel great, and I got a good night's sleep, and I didn't spend any money, and I don't know, just cuddling with my coffee and looking forward to my morning and appreciating the bird chirping and appreciating the sun shining, even though it's a little bright in my face. And I'll be ready for work at 11 o'clock this morning, and I'll have the energy to work from 11 o'clock to maybe midnight tonight. Oh, yeah, the shifts are that long. Oh, yeah, they are. I didn't know it was legal. And it's not about the money, but I'll probably make a decent amount of money. And hopefully not work the breakfast shift tomorrow, so I'll be able to get a good night's sleep and go live with you and keep working all weekend. Again, I'm working 2 shifts a day until Monday, when I only work either breakfast or lunch, and I'll have 2.5 days off. And that'll feel strange. I won't even know what to do with myself. I'll probably miss the restaurant and miss working and miss, I don't know, the hustle and bustle. But I'm going to enjoy it, and again do a tour with the rec center and go to the Yellowstone hot springs in Gardner, Montana, and probably ride my scooter and maybe go see Old Faithful and go see some wildlife, and maybe drive up into Bozeman, Montana, which it might be a 2 or 3 hour ride from here. But I'm really looking forward to it. But I got to put in some work between now and then, and I'm going to try and enjoy my work as best I can. Smile with my customers, tell them some stories. Hold on here. Do they offer employee organized hikes? They sure do. Hold on, I'm going to have to go into the shade. I'm going to have to move my show. I'm going to have to move my show so I can read any questions. Sun was hitting me. Couldn't see. They sure do. Last Saturday, I went on an employee organized hike, and 2 people that work for the rec department, it's funny, they have a good job because for it, 4.5 miles, and it was a beautiful, beautiful hike, and a perfect one for a guy that's not in hiking shape up in the mountains. And again, we're going on employee. They do offer a bunch of different things. Wednesday nights they have pickleball, and Tuesday night they have full court basketball leagues, and Thursday night I think they have volleyball. And I met a guy that seems who uh, I'm going to continue to probably talk trash and avoid the court, or at least scream injury. Oh, I twisted my ankle. I can't play tonight. So I could talk trash. I know he'd beat me. He probably wouldn't score. I probably wouldn't score a point against him. Again, I haven't played in ever. I probably the ball. Work you hard. Uh, and on the walk over, I was thinking, and I apologize to anybody who had any family suffer in the under Stalin in the uh, what do they call it? The 1930s, 40s, and 50s, and have to work in the gulags in Siberia. But a couple times I thought of this as a gulag, because I was going to my 4th shift in a row, going, all I do is sleep, eat, and work. But I'm not really in the frozen tundra of Siberia. I'm in beautiful Yellowstone. And again, it's your mind works in the way your mind works, and you need to count your blessings. And I'm blessed in so many ways, and I'm blessed to be here, and I'm blessed to have work, and I'm blessed to have coffee, and I'm blessed to have you guys watching the show. And I'm blessed to have the sun shining on me today and to have a couple hours off till I go in at 11 o'clock today. Um, and I'm blessed to have a lot of work in front of me over the next several days where I'm probably going to make a ridiculous amount of money. And I'm blessed to have 2.5 days off where I'm going to get to go slow and enjoy it and go to the Yellowstone hot springs. And I'm blessed to have 4 babies I love so much, or 4 kids I love so much, and friends and family, and my Suzuki scooter here in Yellowstone that I'm going to enjoy riding. And you're blessed as well. Sometimes it's harder to remember it or focus on the blessings than others, but it's important that we do, because when we do, our life goes a little bit better and it's a little bit easier, and it's easier to live in gratitude, and we have a bigger smile on our face and we feel better. So I'd encourage you to count your blessings, because I promise you, no matter where in life, you do have some. And it's good to remember that. So I want to thank you for joining today. I so appreciate you guys for hopping on, sharing a little coffee with me. Again, it's Friday morning. It's May 31st. I appreciate you. I hope you had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope your week is going great. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.